Have you ever had one of those days or moments where you're so in awe by the beautiful nature and surroundings around you that you lose all concept of time and space because you're so in the zone? Well, that's exactly what happened to me when I was hiking in beautiful Kananaskis Country a few days ago with my friend Laura. We had just come off of this amazing Dovetail Summit in beautiful Fernie, BC, and wanted to keep the epic adventure going. And I am so glad I did. We hiked up to Rawson Lake, a rigorous almost 4-kilometer hike up the hill, and I just wanted to press pause. It was so beautiful. And it got me thinking, surely I'm not the only one who experiences an elevated mood and feels better after being outside. So I dug a little deeper and found out there is quite a lot of secret scientific proof that being out in nature is good for you. So I'm going to share with you today 7 reasons. Number 1, keep calm and de-stress on. Indeed, being out in nature does help you stay calm and de-stress. In Japan, they have a practice called Shinrin-yoku, which literally translates to forest bathing. And what they found is that when you are immersed in the forests, when you spend some time simply in the atmosphere of trees, you are decreasing your stress levels and lowering your blood pressure. So Japan actually responded to this by working with the forestry agency, and they now have a whole lot of forest therapy trails where there are rangers on the trails monitoring people's blood pressure. Pretty neat. Number 2, here's to a speedy recovery. There was a study conducted in Sweden that looked at patients recovering from their hospital rooms, and they found that those who were able to see a view of forest and nature from their bed recovered at a far faster rate than those who could not. And in another study that looked at spinal surgery recovery, those that were exposed to natural light also recovered at a far faster pace. Pretty neat. Number 3, good for the eyes, ears, and nose. Apparently, spending time outside will help us with our sight. Well, in Australia, they did a study that looked specifically at children, and those who spent time in the backyard, in the playground, outdoors, had a lower case of nearsightedness, myopia. Our ears, what we hear has an impact on our overall well-being and health. And apparently, humans really find reassurance in birdsong. When we hear the sounds of birds, we'll feel that all is right in the world. And our smell, there is truth behind the statement, stop and smell the roses. According to science, we really should do that. And when we're exposed to natural smells such as roses, freshly cut grass, fir and pine, it actually elevates our mood and lowers our risk of depression. It's now actually found as being one of the ways to aid clinically as a potential supplement to those who do have depression, spending time in nature. Number 4, helps with our focus and staying on task. Having a difficult time sometimes concentrating at work? Well, maybe you should take an early afternoon off or just spend some time walking around the office, getting outside. When you come back, your ability to focus and concentrate actually increases. And they found this also to be true when they were looking at children with ADHD. Those who spent even just 20 minutes playing in the playground were able to concentrate and have attention for a far longer period of time. Number 5, gets those creative juices flowing. Ever suffer from writer's block? Maybe it's time to shut down that computer and take in the great outdoors for a little while. There was a study that looked at people who spent some time hiking and backpacking, and after 4 days of doing so, being in simply nature, turned off, they actually increased their creativity by 50%. Pretty darn neat. Number 6, it brings out the best in you. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels an elevated mood after I've spent some time in nature. But in fact, psychologists have shown that when you are experienced to the awe and wonder that you sometimes do have looking at a beautiful sunset or a gorgeous horizon or taking in the intricate beauties of flowers, when you do that, you become more satisfied with life overall, you're less connected to materialism, and you're more connected to the things that matter. Relationships, connection. They found that people were more patient and more willing to give. So there is something to be said for putting us in an elevated state, decreasing our stress and our potential for getting depressed the more time we spend out in nature. And finally, number 7, it might just help you live longer. Now, there was a recent study that looked at people who lived surrounded by green and vegetation. And apparently houses that had more green in their surroundings, more vegetation, had a higher life expectancy and a lower mortality rate than those who did not. Who knew? There you go. 7 scientific and secret benefits to spending more time outdoors and in nature. So whether or not you want to go and listen to the birds sing, or take a forest bath, or just take a walk around your block, do what you can to get outside and spend more time in nature, and you will reap the benefits. Now, I want to hear from you below. What really stuck out to you? What was a secret benefit that you had no idea? And how are you going to do something to get into nature this week? Share below, and then share this video with someone in your life that you think could benefit. Sharing is caring, after all. Until next time, I'm Carol Schulte, experiential keynote speaker and founder of Women Living Big. And remember, bring the biggest you to all you do. I'll see you next time.